Hey, what's up?
Yo, Thomas, what's up, man? Tesla Model 3 Performance. Just picked it up.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it looks good.
Although this one does have some alignment issues, though. Here, check that one out, eh?
No, James. What do you, this isn't a secure line. They could be listening.
Who's they?
Okay. Jason, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Listen, I need a co-host to help me review a car, but it's important that you're nice to it, okay? It's a Tesla Model 3.
Oh, panel gaps. How you liking those panel gaps?
No, don't. Yeah. Okay. You're watching Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James.
And this is the Model 3.
Performance.
And it may not look that different, but the performance part means that this particular Model 3 gets a 0 to 100 kilometer time of 3.5 seconds. That is over a second faster than the normal all-wheel drive Model 3 we tested recently, a car that we loved. This shares the same all-wheel drive system as that with the 2 independent motors, and it still has a range of 499 kilometers or 310 miles. This one's even equipped with autopilot, which even though it doesn't have all of its functionality available yet, I still found to be incredibly cool. But yeah, it's still missing some vital things, which, if I had educated myself about first, would have saved me from a trouser-filling moment involving a stop sign, which it can't recognize yet.
But fear not, because Tesla and constant updates go hand in hand. For instance, the constantly expanding supercharger network. And even in the few days that we had this car, Tesla announced a free over-the-air software update that would increase charging speeds from 120 kilowatts to 150 kilowatts. And yes, while it's known that the Model 3 has suffered from build quality issues, Tesla are apparently very good at fixing them. This one we are testing today is literally a couple of days old, and the owner is shortly going to report the issues specific to this vehicle to Tesla to be fixed. Post haste.
But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so that you see our videos as soon as they come out. Also, if you want to see what we're filming before it goes live on YouTube, follow us on Instagram at The Throttle House.
Tesla Model 3 Performance. Engage. Ah, it's a roller coaster. It is a roller coaster.
All right, I've actually saved my first full launch for on camera, so you're welcome. Ready? Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
What? 100 kilometers an hour, 3.5 seconds-ish, I'm sure. I don't have any reason to not believe that.
The throttle response is just instant. Like, I'm already at speed and it's just instant. Wild, just wild.
The confidence you have pulling out and putting your foot down and getting into gaps is incredible. You see a gap, it's yours. There is a novelty, and I've said this every time I jump in a Tesla because it's still true. There is a novelty to electric acceleration.
And we felt this before. Honestly, the regular Model 3 is still quite impressive, but this is just more of it. It's just more G-forces. That's all it is. It's crazy.
Throttle response is immediate. Foot goes down, head goes back. In fact, it's a bit risky to have your head to the side because you'll be like that forever. I've been driving a Golf R all morning, and now when I jump into it, it feels slow. And the Golf R is not slow. Honestly, there's not much more to say on the speed. It's really, really fast. It delivers the power instantly, and it makes a cool spaceship sound.
I prefer that it makes some noise because electric motors sound cool when they really wind up. I want to be able to hear more of it. All right, handling. Now, this is the dual motor, which means there's a motor up front and a motor in the back. You can feel the low center of gravity. The steering is actually really intuitive.
So I have the steering in sport mode, which means it's quite a bit heavier. It honestly feels really, really accurate. Like, oh, the speed is never lost on you. It feels really, you can really feel that lower center of gravity. I'm sure Thomas has talked about it. It is, all the battery packs are underneath you. Like, I just got out of a Golf R, and the Golf R feels like a G-Wagon in comparison.
This car is actually very well balanced front to back, and you can feel it. I can't wait to huck one of these around a track because I have a feeling it will be very, very fun. All right, toss it into a corner. Oh yeah, oh, the rear actually comes around under throttle there. I don't know if you saw that, but really, really, it's a well-sorted chassis. really well balanced. The throttle is instantaneous. It cuts in the traction control immediately, but other than that, this is actually a fun car for a back road. See, there's good feedback coming through. You can feel how stiff the car is. I can feel the bumps in the road. This is an engaging vehicle. So this weighs over 4,000 pounds, and it has massive brakes to compensate, but at the same time, when I brake, it's very, very powerful. But there's a sense that I'm overcoming quite a lot of mass. If you've ever been in like a BRZ or a Toyota 86 or a Miata, you can feel it lose its speed really easily. There's a sense of lightness to it. This doesn't have that. It feels more like stopping a truck with really powerful brakes.
So the ride's really comfortable, driving position's amazing. So up to 70 kilometers an hour, the loudest thing in the car when you put your foot down is the motor. But beyond 70 kilometers an hour, the loudest thing is the wind noise, and it does roar. No more than a normal car, but we haven't got an engine that normally overtakes that sound. So you're more aware of it.
So like for everyday living, this actually does have a few functions that make it good. I've got a creep function, which can make it feel like a regular torque converter car. I also have regenerative braking, which if you put on standard, is fairly aggressive. It's not as aggressive as the Kona electric that we just tested, but it is something that it takes getting used to. It almost makes you feel sick, actually, if you're not paying attention. My brain says when I take my foot off the throttle, the car should coast, and it won't do that. I know it's for batteries and stuff, but since I'm an ICE owner, I will keep it on low. Now the steering wheel itself, we're going to talk about what it looks like in a minute, but I like the way that it feels. The diameter is very small, and it kind of feels chunky. It feels like it's ready to crush some back roads, you know?
Ah, thing is so quick.
It's so quick.
Fastest car I've driven this year.
Yes.
To 60.
Yes, it is, easily.
Yeah.
It's definitely the fastest car to 30.
Right. How does it look?
It looks great from this angle. And any other angle, I don't like the look of it at all.
I think it looks okay. It looks, when you see them next to each other, they look really similar.
It's like an alien beetle from the back end.
Is that a bad thing? An alien beetle?
An alien beetle, no.
Yeah.
Okay, how do we know that it's performance? Because
20-inch wheels.
red brake calipers.
Yeah.
And what else?
10 millimeters lower.
Oh, and it's lower. That's right, yes.
This one is debadged completely, and there's no dual motor badge on the back because this is wrapped.
It's wrapped.
And debadged, and this is wrapped in a matte stealth thing that protects the paint. So this is a grey metallic underneath.
It has been mattified.
Mattified.
Yeah,
I think it looks good.
It looks really good,
actually. It
actually.
means you do see the dirt.
You see the dirt very easily, actually, we discovered. Okay, moving around to the back. This comes standard with Tesla's signature panel gap.
Oh, you're not going to make any friends there.
No, I wasn't planning on it.
But the most important thing is it has a trunk.
Oh, and a frunk,
And
actually.
a frunk, exactly, yeah.
How do I, how do I open it?
You have to say Elon 3 times and turn around.
I'm not doing that. Can we do the interior?
Wait, is it turn around 3 times and say Elon? I don't know, it's in the manual. Okay, we're going to do this really quickly because we've been in the Model 3 before and this isn't any different in the performance.
Not really, no.
So, what we got? Amazing screen.
Huge screen.
Piano
massive.
black that needs wrapping
Everywhere.
as soon as possible.
It needs wrapping. Everyone wraps these, and as you should, it's ridiculous. But don't wrap this part, because I like it.
The wood is really nice.
The wood's lovely.
Yeah.
I think it's really neat.
Awesome glass roof.
Yeah, I was going to say sunroof, but it's just the roof is glass, period.
It doesn't open.
But it's massive.
But
it's
nice.
really neat, actually.
And it actually, like the sun's coming down on us right now, and it blocks it really nicely.
Yeah, it's right there. I can't tell.
Steering wheel, not exciting enough for the Model 3 performance.
It should be a different wheel.
It should be different. It should be exciting.
These guys in BMW are guilty of this right now.
But this is worse because this looks more utilitarian.
It does.
Than the
okay, let's do the screen really quickly. It's actually very fast and very intuitive.
And broken.
It's currently glitching out very hard. Okay, I don't want to touch anything. I'm gonna get a video of this right now on my phone because it's glitching out pretty hard.
Is that coming out?
So
that's happening.
So we're gonna gloss over that. So the fan is the coolest part about this, I think, honestly.
The display for the fan.
Well, not the display, but just what happens. Like you just kind of grab this air and move it, and it changes the direction of the air wider and narrower, more at you, and it looks really neat. Also, you can adjust the entire performance of it by just this one screen here. This is really fast, so it's not like, oh, I'm irritated.
No, it feels like an iPad.
It feels like an iPad, or better. Once you get used to this screen, it's fine to use. The only downside is, do we agree that it should have a heads-up display?
I wish I had a heads-up display.
Yeah,
and
or
I wish I had a more exciting steering wheel. It doesn't have any door handles, which is interesting.
No,
if you've ever been in a Tesla Model 3, it's a button.
It has a button?
A button. And the rear seats are really comfortable, and the floor is flat, so there's no, you can get 3 people in pretty easily.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And
Lots of headroom.
this bit here is cavernous. There's
It's
like,
huge,
It's
yeah.
massive. And you got this as well, although
Yep.
that's not particular. Oh, that is spacious actually. Look at that. Yeah.
Nice.
And you can stop for some tea.
After driving this for a week, one can appreciate it for what it is. A truly phenomenal car with a power delivery like no other. The silence left by the absence of an engine note heightens the senses to its instant torque and low centre of gravity. But unless you're launching everywhere, that same silence makes for a less than dramatic drive. So while it has thrills of its own flavour, they aren't the sports car thrills we've come to know. And a car that comes in at 6 figures Canadian after taxes should not have the overwhelming amount of quality control issues that it does. Those aside, our conclusion is the same as it is every time we hop in a Model 3, performance version or otherwise. You gotta go try one. It's like listening to Dark Side of the Moon for the first time. For better or worse, life seems a little bit different after.